Hi, it's Alex here. Now, in this really short training, I'm going to show you how I get 100 plus locksmith jobs every single month, guaranteed, using my rapid AI ad system. So in this training, I'll be able to help two types of people: trading locksmiths who need an easy and predictable way to get more customers fast, and startup locksmiths who are ready to launch within 7 days from now. So what I'm going to do is give you a super short introduction on myself, and then I'm going to get right on with the training. I'm not going to waste any time with this. So back in 2009, I was employed by a locksmith company and I loved my job. But there was one thing I didn't have, and that was freedom. It felt like I was being controlled by my boss. I had to be in at a certain time. I had to do all the jobs that were given to me. So I didn't have any option to choose which types of jobs I wanted to do. And I just literally had no freedom or control of my destiny. And the highest form of wealth is the ability to be able to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. Now, working for a company, I was earning about £1,000 per day for the company. So that works out about £20,000 per month. And my wages were only £1,600. So the other 18,400 was going just to keep the company afloat. So they had a fleet of vans, loads of staff, accountants, bookkeepers, and God knows what else. And I had to actually keep the showroom open. So I thought, if I start my own business, I'll be able to run a lean machine that I'll be able to keep most of the profits for, because I'll just be a one-man band and I won't have all these overheads to take care of. So working for these companies, there was one thing that I noticed: that all the companies that failed focused on having a fancy showroom. They tried to expand and take on more and more staff. They had the latest vans. They focused on company image, and they done old school marketing. And most of these companies just went out of business. I actually worked for one that followed these guidelines and literally went bankrupt. And the companies that succeeded usually kept it mobile. They were a one-man band. They made do with the vehicle they had, and they focused to getting to the top of Google. And they ran a lean business with very little overheads. So what did I do about it? I knew it had nothing to do with fancy showrooms, shiny vans, or even reputation. I knew that if I could get to the top of Google, I would have a thriving business. So all that stood from me working for a company than to go into work for myself, all that stood in between that was getting to the top of Google, because I knew if I could get there, I would have a thriving business. That's all that mattered. So it's literally all about Google. So you'll know that the yellow pages are dead. The old school marketing methods literally went out years ago. So if you can just get to the top of Google, that's how you're going to be able to literally print money as a locksmith. So what did I do about it? I became obsessed with getting to the top of Google. So I'd study courses, I would go to seminars, I would just consume as much content as I could about getting to the top of Google. And eventually I got my website to #1 on Google, and it felt amazing. So I finally had my breakthrough. I was working as a self-employed locksmith. I'm no longer working for a company, and I was earning 4 times as much as I was working for an established company. So then I went on to expand into the automotive locksmith business, and everything was running smoothly. I was doing really well. I was usually position 1 on Google organically, and things were great. And then suddenly, bam, I got slapped by Google. And you might be able to relate with this if you've ever had your website suddenly disappear off of page 1, or maybe it's dropped down in the rankings. This is usually due to a Google update. Every now and then they like to give them nice names like the Google Panda update or things like that, but there's nothing nice about them, because you literally get wiped off the face of Google for no apparent reason. And I've also heard a lot of locksmiths, established locksmiths even, of their Google Maps listing, so their Google My Business listing, also being wiped off of that as well for no apparent reason. So then you find yourself working for these guys. Now, if you've ever worked for like a call center or one of these national companies that basically they're not a locksmith organization, but what they are is like a call center. So they put loads of ads out, and then you end up working for them for 40% commission. And none of these guys are locksmiths, so they ring you up and they're sending you to this job and that job, and it's just an awful way to run a locksmith business working for these guys. So it felt like every day that I saw my competitors above me on Google was eating me alive. I was barely scraping by, and I was desperate for a breakthrough. Now, I don't know if you can relate to any of this, but you come home and you tell your wife you've been busy all day, but really you've only done 2 jobs. You start blaming your lack of work on the competition, undercutting you on prices. You start thinking that you're quoting too high when you've already lowered the price. And then when your phone does ring, it's usually a callback from a job or a salesperson. Then you start blaming the lack of work on the weather, or you end up doing a shoddy job because you're working for these national call centers and you're not really taking pride in your work. And then you start blaming that new locksmith on the scene who is undercharging. Maybe if you've ever had a lack of work, I'm sure one of these has crossed your mind, if not all of them. So fast forward to 2023, and the game literally changed. AI became a thing. I mean, AI was around before then, but we had ChatGPT and all these new AI softwares coming out, and I just started to become obsessed with that. I realized this was the future of getting work for locksmiths. The SEO long game was now dead because of these Google updates. It was no longer a game that I wanted to play. It was just too fruitless. So you'd spend months trying to rank your website and you wouldn't get any traction from it. And if you did, there was no guarantee that you was going to stay there. So I knew that AI was the future. So I discovered a way to leverage artificial intelligence to create winning websites and Google Smart ads that convert customers like crazy. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how this works in a moment, and it's going to literally knock your socks off how easy it is now to get customers and literally beat your competition and dominate your area. So since then, I've employed a full-time locksmith to do all the work for me. I've actually taken a step back from my locksmith business where I now help other locksmiths. I've moved from rainy England to sunny Spain. I've grown a locksmith Facebook group to over 10,000 members, and this is all organically. People have just joined this group because I'm helping so many people out. And I've helped over 2,000 locksmiths start and grow their businesses. And I also have a YouTube channel with over 7,000 subscribers. So I've also bought my dream home in Spain, which has been awesome. And I just now spend a lot of my free time doing cool stuff, adrenaline junkie stuff. But that might not be your goal right now, but this is just some of the things that I've managed to enjoy since I've discovered this. So this all sounds great, Alex, but how's it going to work for me? Maybe you don't even have a website at this stage. If you stay to the end, I'm actually going to build you a locksmith demo website for free. Now, this is a free bonus just to stick around to the end. I'm going to actually build you a website. This is not just going to be like a 1-page, 2-page website. This is going to be a 60-page website optimized for your area, customized with your company name on, and even your telephone number. It's going to literally blow you away when you see how this works. And maybe you're thinking, I'm not technical at all. I don't know how to run ads. I'll show you why you don't need any tech skills for this, because we'll be doing it all with our software. So maybe you've already got a website and you don't want to build another one. Don't worry, because your website could be part of the problem with your lack of work at the moment. So our proven AI site converts better, guaranteed. So who is this for? If you've tried to get your locksmith business going and it's just not working out for you, if you're generating a few calls but you're just not hitting those numbers that you need to earn a decent living, if you've hired a marketing company before and it didn't work out for you, maybe you got burnt by someone, you gave them a load of money and had no results, or maybe or if you fully understand that getting to the top of Google is literally printing money. So who is this not for? So if you're already busy and don't need more work, this is not going to benefit you at all, because this is going to put you in a worse position, because you'll be literally inundated with work and you won't be able to cover the jobs. So this isn't going to benefit you at all, unless you want to start employing someone else to take that work on. If you're not physically able to take on between 50 and 100 more jobs per month, this is not for you. And if you're not a competent locksmith or you don't employ one, this is not for you, because there's nothing worse than getting an influx of customers who you can't actually serve at a high level. And if you don't like money, this is also not for you. So here's what you're going to learn today. So part one, why the SEO long game is no longer a game to be played. How these AI Google Smart Ads train themselves to get you more jobs. Why most locksmith websites suck, and how I can build a high converting locksmith website in 90 seconds. And how to completely dominate your area and scoop up 90% of the work. So let's get right onto this. So part one, why the SEO long game is no longer a game to be played. So as you'll know, it can take months and it's not guaranteed. You can try backlinking, you can try stuffing your website with keywords, you can try blog posts. All of this takes time and effort, and it's just not guaranteed. So you might put all that work in. Maybe you do get to the first page of Google or high up on Google, and the next thing you know, Google's going to slap you and you're just going to go to page 3 on Google. And there's a saying that the best place to hide a dead body is on page 2 of Google, because literally no one goes there. So the Google slap updates can wipe you off the front page at any time, like I've just said. And the recent update that Google's just put out requires a huge social following and hundreds of reviews. So if you don't have loads of reviews for your business and this big social media following, Google's going to look at that. It's going to know, using it however it works it out, its algorithm, and it's just going to know that you're not a business that they should put forward to people. So they really only want established businesses with lots of reviews and a social following. And I'm going to show you how to overcome that in a moment. So part two, how these AI Google Smart Ads train themselves to get you more jobs. So what we do is we use A/B split testing. So what this means is we run a Google ad for your business, and we send 50% of the visitors to one particular ad copy, and then the other 50% will go to the other ad copy. Now, what will happen is the Google Smart Ads will detect which one's getting the higher conversion. So let's say that variation A is getting a 23% conversion there. What that will then do is it will stop running version B, and then a new variation will be put forward, so that then we can start competing against variation A to see if we can beat that conversion rate. Then what happens is we get the cost to call down lower and lower and lower the longer we run this. So here's an example. Let's say you're spending $50 per day on ads, Google Ads. We've got version 1 that's only getting a 3% click-through rate. Now, what I mean by a click-through rate is, let's say 100 people see that ad on Google and only 3 people click. That's a 3% click-through rate. So then if we ran variation 2 next to it, remember we're sending 50% of the traffic equally. So we got version 2, and that's getting a 7% click-through rate. That means for every 100 people, 7 people are clicking it. Now we've got a winner. So version 2 is now the winner, and the AI software is actually going to then add a new piece of copy into a new ad, which then the next 50% people will go to, and so on and so forth, until your ad is super optimized and we're getting phone calls for super cheap, and we can beat the competition every single time. So part 3, why most locksmith websites suck, and how I build a high converting locksmith website in 90 seconds. So most websites represent this leaky bucket. You go to the website, and here's some of the problems with most websites. So they're not mobile optimized, so they might look great on a desktop, but when you look at them on a phone, they're all, all messed up. It's got no clickable numbers for mobile. So if someone lands on your site and they can't just press a button to call you, the chances of them pulling out a pen and paper and jotting your number down, them phoning it, is very low. Probably they don't have a pen and paper if they're out and about, and they don't want to keep backing out of the browser to then type your phone number in. You're just gonna lose the customer. Most websites are extremely slow loading, so they've got all these plugins and graphics on, which just kills the speed. And people are in a hurry these days. They're not going to wait for your website to load, especially if you've got all these crazy graphics and videos playing in the background and all this. It's just not going to work. And most websites don't have a clear call to action. So you land on the website, there's no number you can call. You don't know what they do. It might just say Johnny's Locksmiths, but it doesn't say it precisely enough what you do. Like, we can come to you within the hour. Call us now. We can be there in this amount of time. You have to be very specific on your homepage of your website to let people know exactly what's going to happen when they call you, what the procedure is, and everything like that. People want information in a clear, concise manner. Most people have useless information on their website, like, I apprenticed to a locksmith after school and blah, blah, blah. I've got a dog named Johnny. Nobody gives a shit, to be honest. They just want the information. They want to give you a call, and that's it. And most websites are also outdated. So a lot of locksmiths come to me for help. They say, Alex, I'm not generating many phone calls through my business, even though I'm high up on Google. I take a look at their website and it looks like something from the 90s. It's really outdated. So just getting a clean, fast loading, mobile optimized website can really save you. So, like I said, I'm going to show you how I build high converting locksmith website in 90 seconds. So if you stick around to the end of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build you a locksmith website for free, a demo website. All you'll need to do is fill in a short form and you'll get a link to the preview of the website. So stick around for that and I'll show you how that works. So part 4, how to completely dominate your area and scoop up 90% of the work. So what's going to happen is when we start putting money into this Google Ads campaign, is we're going to get the cost right down and we're going to realize, look, it's costing us $9 to get a phone call. And let's say you're making $80 or $100 out of every job. You'll know that for every $9 or $10 you spend, you're making $100 back. So how many times, if you had a money machine that just spat out 10x the amount of money you put into it, how much money would you feed this machine? You would just keep feeding that all day. And that's how we create a money machine with this system. So now what we do, like I said, Google's now looking out for a review. So because we're able to get this many jobs by being at the top of Google with these smart ads, what we can then do is actually get a ton of reviews super fast, much faster than the competition, because we're scooping up all of the work and we're able to then make sure we get a review from every single customer. And this is a way to build hundreds of reviews super fast. Now, what that's going to do, it's not only going to rank you in the maps area, it's also going to rank you organically, because the site that we give you, the custom 60-page website, is literally built for your area. So all it takes is time for that to rank organically, plus the social signals. Google's going to see you've got reviews, and it's just going to start to rank you organically for your website. But we don't focus on that. This is just a byproduct. This is just a bonus of doing this system, but we're not focusing on SEO. That's just a waste of your time, a waste of our time. We focus on getting you to the top of Google and getting you a ton of reviews. So then a byproduct of that is ranking on Google. So here's what we've covered so far. So why SEO why the long game, SEO long game, is no longer a game to be played, how these AI Google smart ads train themselves to get you more jobs. So you've seen that with that A and B split testing, how it automatically optimizes itself over a long time. And then why most locksmith websites suck, and how I'm going to build you a high converting locksmith website in 90 seconds. And then finally, part 4, I went into how to completely dominate your area and scoop up 90% of the work. So right now you have two options. You can spend years geeking out on this stuff like I did, or we can build you a high converting locksmith website and send our Google smart ads to leverage AI and book you 100 plus jobs every single month, guaranteed, all done for you. I put this training together because I want you to actually enjoy your career as a locksmith doing something that you love. Confusing tech, ads, SEO, fiddly websites, and Google slaps shouldn't stop you from doing that. So what you can do is book a free growth call with me on the button below, and you'll be able to claim your demo websites. What's going to happen is you'll fill in a form to schedule a call with me. And then after that, you'll be given the option to fill out another form where we'll actually build the website before our call. So on the call, we can actually go over your website. And by the way, we can edit any part of the website you like. And then we'll discuss how we can get these Google ads up and running for you and have you at the top of Google in as little as 7 days from now. So this call is for you if you're ready to dominate your area and scoop up 90% of the work. If you're tired of scraping by and blaming it on the economy, if you want to hit 10K or even 20K a month with your locksmith business, if you're ready to launch and you want to hit the ground running, and if you want to get hundreds of Google reviews fast, and if you just want an easy way to fill up your diary that's completely done for you, and if you're ready to level up your life and start making some big money, hit the button below. You'll be able to schedule a call with me and we can do this all done for you. So I want you to be next. All you need to do is schedule a call with me and we can start building your website. And then on the call, we can discuss getting those ads up and running for you as quickly as possible. We do it all for you. We manage the complete campaign. We can start dominating your area. So I look forward to chatting with you. All you need to do is schedule a call below. If you can't find a time, come back to this video maybe next week and you'll be able to find an available slot. Thanks again, and I really look forward to speaking with you.